pissed off a MAGA person because I said rural Americans need better health care and let's talk about it. I mean, they're blocked, but let's talk about it. So I decided to freeze my eggs, and I had egg retrieval almost 2 weeks ago, and I am only just now getting better enough to go to the States. I've been living in the UK since September because my partner's from here and he was finishing up his master's, but now we need to go back to DC. And my plan was to visit my family in rural Florida before going up to DC. And even though my flight left 8 days after egg retrieval, I was not well enough to fly. It was really bad. I made a longer video about it. Like, I collapsed, paramedics had to be called. It's been a whole thing. And ultimately, why I didn't decide to fly back was not only am I uninsured in America, but my family is 2 hours from a decent hospital. And a lot of America has this problem, and it's under discussed. And I got a comment from someone who's like, as an American, I think you should just stay in the UK and have your baby there and just never come back. And I just deleted them, like blocked them, because there's no point. But my first thought was literally, I was like, ah, yes, you are who's making America great again. How unpatriotic of me. Ah, yes, how unpatriotic of me to discuss how Americans in rural areas deserve health care. What a fucking libtard I am. And it is truly always intriguing to me, even as an American, even as someone who was raised very conservative and didn't leave that until 2016, how protective people get about an entire country. I wasn't even like, fuck America, America. I was just like, no, this is a problem. This is like, I'm not leaving the UK until I can safely fly to where I don't need to be near a hospital within less than 2 hours. Like, criticizing a person wouldn't get the same amount because everybody knows every person is imperfect. So a whole country? That's crazy. Like, it's just culty people. It's weird. But I shared about the egg retrieval experience because I just want women who are considering this, especially as this is probably going to increasingly be a thing as we're having children when we're older, just wish people had talked about it more. And I respect people's decision not to and their privacy. And I was real quiet about freezing my eggs because I have a very Catholic father and a very pro-life family, and even though we didn't know embryos, I thought things would get weird. But my dad did ultimately find out because I was not okay, and he ended up being cool about it so far, at least, because at that point he was just happy I was okay. But I get the pressure people feel to keep it quiet, and so I'm just not. But I feel comfortable talking about it, and if other people who did, I would have been more prepared. And that's not blaming anybody, but that's just why I've been transparent about it, because they'd make you do all these trainings, you have to sign all these consents, you know it's an option, it could not go well, but what happened to me is literally still considered mild and according to plan. Like, things didn't go wrong. Like, yes, I got ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, but it was still like mild, and it was extremely painful and debilitating and has taken up nearly 2 weeks of my life. While going in, I was under the expectation of that I would be okay within 2 days. Like, I had plans to go up to Manchester and see a friend. I had other friends from the States who were in town in London that I was going to go in and see, and I could not see them physically. I could not walk a quarter mile. Like, I walked a quarter mile and was not okay. Like, 5 days post-op. Every time I got scanned or talked to a doctor, it was like, yeah, like, this is pretty normal. So I just want women to know not to scare you, not to keep you from doing it, but like, just know, like, take someone with you, preferably a man, unfortunately, whether it's your partner, your brother, your father. Find a random dude and make them go with you to make sure you get pain medication. Do not just accept the ibuprofen. You are not weaker if this happens to you. You are not hysterical. You are not handling it well. You are not soft. Like, this shit they're literally putting holes in your organs. They're literally putting holes in your organs. And I think if you, like, I had 20 taken out, which is a lot. They said over 16 is when things start getting, like, really bad. So if you only have a few, maybe you're doing this later than I am, or you have other things going on, you're probably going to be okay. Then it's more the emotional toll. Do not want to dismiss it all. Like, we started doing this because we thought we might have an issue for a few months. That ended up just being because I was so ill from food poisoning. That's a whole other story, and we actually don't. But that sucked so much that's part of why we went through with this. Just a few months that we thought we'd have a problem. So, like, I'm not dismissing the emotional pain at all. If you are doing this preventatively, like you haven't had fertility issues, you just know you're not going to be ready for kids till later, and you're going into the scans early, they're counting the amount of follicles that are showing, and it's looking higher than 16. You got to borrow someone's brother or something to like, if they're not taking you seriously, not just go home with paracetamol like I did. Do not. And to be fair, the clinic that I used here had mentioned that I should look into getting something, and I did look into it, but I'm not as familiar with things here, and I didn't know what it was, and I couldn't get it in time. But that wasn't like prioritize it. They're not fucking around, and they're not gonna it's not gonna be talked about as seriously. And 2 days, you're not gonna be okay in 2 days. You are, but just plan for the worst. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I wish I would have known before doing the egg freezing process, but I'm going to frame it within this story because I want y'all to know why I'm talking about this. You're not going to be able to be alone. You are going to need to be with someone. Like, the first 24 hours, they tell you someone has to be there. And, like, it's actually, they always tell you not to be alone after anesthesia, but this is the only time that it's been like, no, like, actually, like, I didn't shower the first day. I never skip a shower. I shower like twice a day. I could not stand that long. Going to need help with like meals, even though you're not going to want to eat. And yes, I was vomiting the first day. And just making sure you're okay. And in my case, calling paramedics at some point. Say the first 24 hours, that's good. But like really, for like several days, you need to be around someone. So if you're doing this partnered, they're going to need to be like, I don't know, send them this video or something. Because my partner did all of this with me, and we still sent him back to work in the States. And he was like, oh, maybe I should stay. Maybe I should see if my work will give me medical extension. I was like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We've been through all of it. It'll be fine. Man, he's not going to leave me alone for a hangnail now. He is not going to trust me, and he shouldn't about, like, stuff like this. But, like, do better than I did. Seriously. I've never heard anybody talk about it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But yeah, that's why I'm making this video, essentially. My fellow Americans, full circle, it is the least patriotic thing you can do to not care about your fellow country person and try to improve. What the fuck?